And so, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to pass that Virgil van Dijk will be staying on at Liverpool for the next 2 years at least. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around this beautiful human being right here. Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain, Liverpool central defender, Netherlands centre-back as well. The worry was that he was going to be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. The worry was that he wouldn't be signing on with Liverpool. Well, today it's been done, dusted and official. We of course knew this was going to happen. I'm only joking. We of course knew that this was going to happen. We knew that it was only a matter of time before Liverpool announced that Virgil van Dijk was going to be re-signing with the club. They were waiting and they were probably just dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, making sure everything was prepared. And then of course preparing the media posts for him staying. The media team at Liverpool again did another wonderful job in announcing that the absolute colossus known as Virgil van Dijk, arguably one of the best defenders on the planet right now, will be staying on at Liverpool Football Club for the next couple of years. Look, we talked about this in previous videos, so we're going to only briefly talk about it. It's going to be a very quick video, I would imagine, this one. But before we go any further in discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you all to get involved in the comment section. Is this a good move by Liverpool? Is this a bad move by Liverpool? Is this a good move by Virgil van Dijk himself? Or should he have actually moved on? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down below in that comment section. I'm sure what you have to say will make for great and interesting reading. And without further ado, we will get on with the video ourselves. We're talking Van Dijk, Liverpool, and this relationship which is set to stay together for the next couple of years at the very least. Look, it was announced in the aftermath pretty much of Salah's contract last week that Van Dijk had signed a new deal. They were just doing all the official end of contract negotiation business and getting everything prepared for the official announcement and everything. So this really does not come as really much breaking news as far as just confirmation as to what we already knew. And I, for one, I'm still very happy with this. Even though we knew, of course, it was going to happen, I'm so glad that this has been officially announced. We can finally officially lay this Van Dijk maybe leaving stuff to rest. And we can prepare for another couple of years of having the big Dutch centre-back at the heart of our defence, absolutely being as cool, calm, as collected as what he is, and leading Liverpool to hopefully more glory in the near future. Done and dusted as far as I'm concerned. It was a no-brainer. Absolutely no-brainer. Again, similar to Salah, it's just annoying and frustrating that, of course, these things played out for as long as they did, rather than not be just quickly wrapped up there and then. But it was a no-brainer, because Van Dijk, in my opinion, is the best, or one of the best, centre-backs on the planet right now. In the world right now. He is just absolutely phenomenal. He keeps on going from strength to strength, it seems. And he is absolutely killing it right now at the top of his game. Yes, there are mistakes, but every defender goes through certain times of mistakes. Not denying that at all. But for the most part, his consistency has been something that has been wonderful to watch at Liverpool over these past several years. And of course, it's a mutual thing. He wants to stay. They want to keep him. And I'm glad that they have finally come to an agreement on this and that we can lay this saga to rest. Virgil van Dijk will be staying on at Liverpool till at least 2027. And it's a great thing too. I said last week with Salah, Liverpool Football Club are potentially going through a bit of a rebuild in the summer. There is a lot of players that, in my opinion, don't really fit in with Arne Slot's plans. There are a fair few players that I think have passed their use-by date. There are a fair few players that may not just simply be good enough for Liverpool Football Club and the standard that we want to hold. Van Dijk obviously exceeds all of them. Like, he is the standard that we want to hold. He's the gold standard. He's what we set. He's the leader. He's the captain. He's the benchmark. He is the role model that we have. But for a lot of other players, they are not. And if we are to go through a rebuild, that's going to require a lot of players leaving and a lot of new players and new blood being bled into this squad. We're going to need some consistency in there. We're going to need a backbone. We are going to need players that have been there and done it all to guide these youngsters and to give them an understanding as to what it's like to be a player and to be remembered at a club like Liverpool Football Club. And Van Dijk and Salah are them two down to a T. Of course, there are others in there as well that may or may not stay. There are others in there as well that you can maybe say have been so good for Liverpool these past several years and, of course, have helped Liverpool in their successes. But Van Dijk and Salah are obviously the two main ones you would imagine. The two ones that everyone would simply spout off the top of their head straight away when obviously given that sort of criteria to name Liverpool players with. So I'm glad we've got some consistency. I'm glad that we will have a player there that can be a role model, the benchmark for these new ones that are coming in. Hopefully the new ones are going to come in anyway. Hopefully it's not going to be like a transfer summer like it was last summer, but you never know. But no, it should be a different summer this year. It should be a transfer window that sees a lot of activity from Liverpool. But the one thing that we do now know is that it won't see Virgil van Dijk leave the club. He is going to be staying until 2027. And I, for one, am very, very much excited with the news that the Colossus is staying. Been imperious for Liverpool these past several years, led this team to glory. A lot of people will say, well, Salah got all the goals, Salah did this, Salah did that. Yeah, he did. But you know what? We've had good players in our attack before that couldn't win titles on their own. They needed other players around them. Who remembers the season that Luis Suarez absolutely tore the Premier League apart but didn't have a defence behind him to compensate for the amount of goals that he was scoring? Now we have that spine. We have Alisson in goal. Now whether Alisson's going to stay or not remains to be seen this summer. But we have Van Dijk. We have Alexis McAllister, who is growing by the game and his consistency is strong and very strong at that. Salah, Gravenberch, Konate, somewhat depending on what's going to happen with him. There's a good spine there. There is a very, very good spine there that I'm glad is staying. And a lot of people have instantly jumped on this whole Trent Alexander-Arnold thing, and I guess after Real Madrid being destroyed yesterday, I know you could probably say it's a one-off season, and you'd be foolish to say it wasn't a one-off season, to be honest, given the track record of Real Madrid. I get that. But given obviously how Real Madrid got destroyed yesterday, given the fact that Salah and Van Dijk are both now re-signed and Trent's the one that's on the outside, the Scouser, the one that's supposed to know what it's like to play for Liverpool, he wants out of the club, he wants to leave. But he looks a bit foolish right now in knowing that his two teammates have re-signed with Liverpool. Now, whether that will be enough to maybe change Trent's mind or not remains to be seen. Whether that will be enough to maybe convince Trent that maybe Liverpool is the way to go and not Real Madrid, who knows? Only time will tell. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Van Dijk's going to be staying. It means that for the future, we have got a process now where he can obviously help the new kids, the new guys that are coming in, whether it's through the academy or whether it's through the transfer window. He can help them bed in. We've also got a couple more years now in which we can find that Van Dijk replacement and bleed him into the side slowly but surely. For me, it will be Dean. It'd be I can never friggin' pronounce his name. It'd be Huijsen. I hope I'm pronouncing that name, Dean Huijsen, at Bournemouth. I'm liking this. I'm so glad that we can finally put these sagas to rest. Obviously, Trent does remain to be confirmed, but if you believe what the likes of Romano and Ornstein are saying, that's done and dusted as far as what they're concerned. We can bleed in these new players. We can bleed in the new kids from the academy. They can see this man as the benchmark, as the role model, as the level of consistency that we need, the gold standard that we need. And going forward, look, like I say, they're gonna need to be a bleeding in process of a successor to the throne of Virgil van Dijk. But until then, we've at least gone in for another couple of years, and that leadership, that experience, that know-how, that awareness in the defensive third, to just be Virgil van Dijk is going to be so much. It's going to mean so much more than just him putting his name to a new contract. Everything that he brings is going to mean the world to Liverpool Football Club. It's going to mean the world to fans as well. We're happy about this. The club are happy about this. Van Dijk himself is happy about this. He said he's always wanted to stay. And like I said with last week with Salah, them two calling out the media is something that I have, or calling out Liverpool, the club, through the media, that they want to stay. The ball is in their court. All of that stuff I have no problem with. I have the utmost respect for them calling it out, saying how it is, and basically trying to set the record straight. The news coming from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Nothing but respect for that, rather than just letting things lie, seeing how things play out, and not saying a single word. But no, I'm glad Van Dijk's staying. I'm glad that this can all be now put to bed. This has been made done, dusted, official, and confirmed. Virgil van Dijk is staying at Liverpool till 2027. There you have it, guys. Those are the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Virgil van Dijk staying on at Liverpool Football Club till 2027? Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, on this news story down below in the comment section, because I'm sure it'll make for great and interesting reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see you speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.